Hello.
Greetings to all of you. As the old adage goes, health is wealth, not just now, as long as mankind exists. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on One Health Perspectives in Global Plant Protection Research, a gathering where experts unite to explore the vital connections between plant health, animal health, environmental health, and human health, ultimately reflecting on global food security. Let us embark on this insightful journey that drives innovative solutions for a healthier world. To begin this conference on an auspicious note, let us invoke blessings of the Almighty with a prayer song for which I request everyone in the gathering to stand up.
ാരും കടലൊടുത്ത നിലമടന്ന കിഴിലൊഴുകും സീരാരും ബദനമെന തികൾ പരത കണ്ടമിതിൽ തെക്കണമും അതിചിരந்த ദ്രാവിഡനൽ തിരുനാടും തക്ക ശിര പിറനുതലും തരിതനരും തിലകമുമേ அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்த செயல் மறந்த வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே வாழ்ந்ததுமே.
The, li- the lighting of the lamp symbolizes knowledge, enlightenment, and progress. We now invite our esteemed dignitaries to come forward and light the lamp, marking the commencement of this conference.
I now invite Dr. M. Murugan, Professor and Head, Department of Agricultural Entomology, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I thank God for giving me this opportunity to stand before you to welcome all of you for this great gathering. The auspicious day has come with the most revered Honorable Vice Chancellor's permission for the day. We welcome the most busiest person of this part of the country for agreeing and coming here to honor this function to be a grand success. Madam, we welcome. Thank you very much, madam, in advance for agreeing and coming over here. So really, as a climate scientist, we hope to have all your words by the presidential address today. We are going to get from you. Thank you for that also. The next most important person today is our chief guest, Sri Samuel Praveen Kumar. Sri Samuel Praveen Kumar is one of our alumni entomologists. So we are really thankful for him to agree and come over here. So we welcome you, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee, we welcome you for this great gathering. So we are really thankful for agreeing to give the keynote address also for this function. And next is our Dean of Entomology, the President of Entomological Society of India, Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy sir. Sir, welcome to this gathering. So really we thank each and everyone and for permitting us to invite you for this gathering. So we welcome you, sir, for this function. So here is our Assistant Director, DPPQ, Dr. Sone Rajan. Dr. Sone Rajan is also one of the alumni of this university. He is a great entomologist. He has a lot of experience in the area of entomology. He visited many countries, and with great knowledge and experience, he has again joined this government of India for serving this country. So at this juncture, we welcome Dr. Sone Rajan for this function. And we have our great director, Center for Plant Protection Studies. With madam's support and also leadership, we are able to organize this conference. So we welcome our madam for this function. And we have our colleague, Dr. Angappan, the head of the Department of Plant Pathology. We are welcoming him also. And we have all our university officers, the gems of this university. Sir, thank you for coming here. We welcome each and everyone for this function. We have the retired persons, professors, and also all our delightful seniors. So thank you for coming over here. We welcome each and everyone for this function. And we have many laureates from other parts of the world. Dr. Lorena is here. Welcome, Dr. Lorena. And also Dr. Antonio. We welcome Dr. Kumar Nagalingam. We welcome. So many other scientists from ICR and also the state agriculture universities have also gathered. We also welcome each and every one of here for making us really gracious. And we have the great students community, each and every student on behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome for this inaugural function. And also you are going to enjoy the rest of the 3 days with the great knowledge and perseverance you are going to take back for your places. Thank you, everyone.
Vice Chancellor, TNAU Coimbatore, with a bouquet, shawl, and memento. I request Dr. M. Shanti, Director CPPS, to honor Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy, President, Entomological Society of India, with a bouquet, shawl, and memento.
We request Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to honor Shri Samuel Praveen Kumar, our guest of honor, with a bouquet, shawl, and memento.
I now request our Director Ma'am, CPPS, to honor our guest of honor, Dr. Sonai Rajan Tangraj, with the bouquet, shawl, and memento.
I request our Vice Chancellor to honor Dr. Sevagan Subramanian, scientist ISIPI, with a bouquet, shawl, and memento. I request our Vice Chancellor to honor Dr. Antonio with a bouquet, shawl, and memento. I kindly invite Dr. M. Shanti, Director CPPS, to throw light on the vision and objectives of this conference.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, our Honorable and beloved Vice Chancellor, our esteemed guest, Samuel Praveen Kumar, Dr. VVR Sir, and Dr. Sonai Rajan, Dr. Antonio, and Dr. Sevagan Subramani, and Professor Head of Entomology and Pathology, and all the university officers and retired professors and learned professors, scientists, students, and other teaching or research fellows. Everyone, very good morning to one and all. It is indeed a privilege and honor to welcome you all to the International Conference on One Health Perspectives in Global Plant Protection Research. At the outset, I would like to express our sincere appreciations to Dr. J.P. Singh, Plant Protection Advisor, Directorate of Plant Protection, Quarantine and Storage, Ministry of Agriculture and Family Welfare, Government of India, for he has been instrumental in advancing plant protection initiatives across the nation. His leadership has significantly contributed in safeguarding India's biosecurity. Due to his unforeseen personal reasons, he could not join today. Although he is not able to join, his inaugural keynote message will be read by Dr. Sonai Rajan, Assistant Director of Entomology from CABRC. We truly value Dr. Singh's unwavering support for this conference. And we are delighted to have Shri Samuel Praveen Kumar, Joint Secretary, Extension, Investment and Price Support, Government of India, as our guest of honor. Though he currently serves in the policy role, he is fundamentally an entomologist and a proud alumnus of this very university. And he'll be delivering his special address on strategies for promoting plant protection adoption among farmers and provide valuable insights in strengthening farmer-centric plant protection approaches. Additionally, he'll also present a keynote address on National Pest Surveillance System under Theme 1 on this conference. And I sincerely thank Samuel for accepting our invitation despite his busy schedule and for taking time to share his expertise with us. And a special acknowledgement goes to our Honorable and beloved Vice Chancellor TNAU, whose unwavering commitment to this conference is truly commendable. And Madam's scheduled travel was there today at 8:30, 8 o'clock, but she has graciously rescheduled her plans to be there and to be with us this morning. And Madam's presence today is a testament for her dedication in agricultural innovation and also on One Health vision. Madam's leadership, under Madam's leadership, TNA has set a remarkable benchmarks including its recognition at the National Water Awards and pioneering research in climate resilient agriculture. We are grateful for Madam's support and guidance. And also we are privileged to have Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy sir, President of Entomological Society of India, who will be delivering a special address. Dr. Ramamurthy sir is a distinguished entomologist and specialized in advanced insect biodiversity and taxonomy. Notably, he played a pivotal role in the establishment of Insect Museum at TNAU, a premier facility showcasing over 20,000 insect specimens across 50 species. And this museum has become a major attraction for all the TNAU visitors, and it's slated to be included in the Coimbatore Tourism Department's list of must-visit places. We eagerly look forward, you sir, to his valuable insights today. And this conference, and also I welcome Dr. Antonio. He is actually mycotoxin specialist, and with great difficulty, he got his visa. At this, only in a very short time, we have invited him. He got his e-visa and joined with us from Italy. And also we are thankful to Dr. Sevakam Subramani. He has come from Italy, Kenya, SCP. And also he'll be with us for all the 3 days. We are thankful to you for sparing your valuable time, and your inputs during this conference team will be very much helpful for us to focus our research program further. Thank you. And also Dr. Lorena Maxwell, she's from World Vegetable Center, Taiwan. She's a very well scientist working on the biocontrol. She'll be delivering her lecture in the themes, and also she'll be contributing for the policy regulations on the biocontrol with regard to One Health approach. We thank you for the presence of all the international scientists for this session. And also the conference is founded on the principle that plant health is the foundation of One Health, a concept that recognizes the interconnectedness of plant health, animal health, human health, and environmental sustainability. For example, healthy plants ensure food security that contribute 80% of the food we consume and 98% of the oxygen we breathe. However, the plant health is increasingly threatened by pests, diseases, climate change, and unsustainable agricultural practices. Insect biodiversity also plays a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance from pollination to pest control. The climate change is also accelerating pest outbreaks and altering disease dynamics, necessitating advanced surveillance and warning systems. So on this topic, Dr. Sambil Praveen Kumar will be delivering national pest surveillance system, so by which we can update our knowledge on this surveillance system. And also yesterday, we had a field visit with our Vice Chancellor and plant protection scientist regarding the coconut rugospiling whitefly visit in Pollachi. This is mainly due to the climate change. The farmers in need of some management measures because of the climate, continuous dry spell and reduced rainfall. There is a growing challenges among the farmers due to the climate variability. Such field visits reaffirm the urgency for innovative pest management strategies and also real-time monitoring systems to mitigate the effects of climate change on crop health. To address this growing need for real-time pest monitoring, we are also launching a mobile application today that will facilitate the recording of pest surveillance data across various districts of Tamil Nadu. This initiative aims to enhance the pest forecasting by providing timely insights to agricultural and horticultural officials, who will then disseminate the information to farmers, enabling them to take proactive pest management measures. With 30% of the global production lost due to the pest and diseases, securing plant health is no longer just an agricultural concern. It is a matter of global public health and also economic sustainability. So this conference will focus on 9 thematic areas, providing an open platform for discussions on various aspects of plant protection. It will serve as a catalyst for idea exchange, fostering collaboration, and facilitate establishment of new professional networks. Our discussions over the next 3 days will explore AI-driven pest monitoring, precision agriculture, biological control strategies, and sustainable pest management solutions to create a resilient and environmentally sound future. And on the first 2 days, deliberations will take place simultaneously in 4 different venues: an auditorium, Golden Jubilee Hall for entomology, while pathology seminar hall and conference hall will host sessions on pathology. And on the second day, The dermatology and sericulture will be having their sessions in entomology seminar hall and insect museum auditorium. So on the third day, we are having a stakeholder session, which will be conducted where the companies will discuss the new plant protection products. This will be followed by a panel discussion on policy regulations in plant protection towards One Health, aiming at developing a comprehensive policy document for submitting to government for consideration and implementation. So, madam, I wish to inform that there are about 442 registrants for this conference, and our representations from all over India. There are a number of participants like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, West Bengal. From these areas, the scientists are gathered here. And also, I am pleased to announce that two esteemed international journals have come forward to publish the conference papers, full papers. One is the Springer publication, that's the International Journal of Tropical Insect Science, and also elsewhere publication, Journal of Natural Pesticide Research. I encourage all the scientists and researchers to take advantage of this opportunity to showcase their quality research in plant protection and One Health. And also I thank the organizing scientific community and for the dedicated efforts in making this conference a success. A special note of appreciation to all the collaborating institution, funding agencies, and sponsors whose invaluable support has helped us to bring this conference to a fruition. I encourage all of you to actively participate, collaborate, and contribute to shaping the future of One Health-oriented plant protection. With this, I once again welcome you all to OHPGPR 2025, and I wish you a highly productive and enriching conference. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for the clear overview of the conference. I now kindly invite Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy, President, Entomological Society of India, a distinguished entomologist and an expert in insect biosystematics, to deliver the special address and share his valuable insights with us. Please, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, Dr. Samuel Praveen Kumar, Dr. Sone Rajan, Dr. Antonio, Dr. Shanti, Dr. Angapan. I find a lot of university officers, directors, whom I am not taking individual names, Dean, Registrar, Office of the all heads and professors, and all faculty and staff, students, research fellows, directors or scientists from other ICR institutions, ladies and gentlemen. I find here many of my gurus with whom I worked when I was here in entomology, when I was studying here. To name a few, Dr. M. Balasubramaniam, whom I had association with him for more than 10 years, and also after that, after my going to Delhi. Dr. Uttamaswamy, who was my teacher during my undergraduate days. I also find Dr. Mohan Kumar, who is director of Center for Plant Molecular Biology. Other scientists from plant pathology, whom I am not naming all of them. Dr. Suresh from entomology. If I am leaving any of them, please, it is not by mistake. I find my very close scientists whom I know as a student, Dr. Purani, Dr. Mahesh, Dr. Chandrasekharan, and Dr. Subramaniam from IRI. It's a privilege for me to be in the presence of all of you. I would like to be not called as a chief guest or a special address. I would like to be one among you because I spent my time as a student here 55 years back, roaming around in the campus in cycles. I had the opportunity of getting my basic capacity building from this great institution. If I am today now, it is only because of this institute. The credit goes to the great Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. It is really a privilege for me to be here after being a student here. I must acknowledge the making my presence possible here, especially to the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi. There is a lot of talk about the women vice chancellors of agriculture universities in Delhi. Whenever I meet people in ICR, they always say that the TNA is one example which stands tall among all agricultural universities, despite being problems in getting funds. We find that the TNAU is progressing very well, especially its basic fabric is being maintained. The credit goes to Dr. Gita Lakshmi and all of you. And it is really very proud to hear such words at Delhi. So I am really proud of this university and the Vice Chancellor. I am here because of Dr. Shanti, whom I know as a small girl at Madurai Agricultural College. When I met her some 10 years back, organizing an ESI event, and also Dr. Murugan, whom I had a contact when he came to Delhi to attend the DST FIST meeting. The DST FIST meeting, DST official who was there, Dr. Harish, after this meeting was over, he conveyed to me that there is no reason why TNA should not be given DST FIST funding. And he was very much appreciative of the way Dr. Murugan presented. So I feel that TNAU is keeping its flag always very high. And that way it is very high that they have selected a very relevant topic. I congratulate the organizers for choosing this topic of One Health. One Health is relevant today because we need to have an approach which is common for man, plants, and animals, along with the environment. So if we see the real meaning of One Health is that we need to take man as the nucleus, and then we should hover around environment, plants, and animals. And it is really relevant that these organizers have chosen this topic. It is an integrated unifying approach. In fact, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University is the only university which is still having the Center for Plant Protection Studies. If you see the unification of the plant protection, it is already happening here. So I remember the days of Dr. Vidyasagar, Dr. Mariappan, Dr. Jayaraj, who are all steering the Center for Plant Protection Studies. I am really glad that a women scientist is steering this directorate now. Tamil Nadu has shown, or Tamil Nadu Agriculture has shown this integration of all these plant protection sciences a long back. And then what is required is now to channelize these towards One Health. And the crop health is one which directly impacts the crop production. In fact, when Professor M.S. Swaminathan, the Bharat Ratna M.S. Swaminathan was at IERA with Dr. Pradhan, he encouraged him to write an article on how crop protection is much more needed along with the crop production, especially when there are problems with the thresholds in reaching the productivity in agricultural crops, along with the problems which are imminent with the transgenic crops. It is necessary that one should look into the One Health aspect very carefully. And that way, M.S. Swaminathan was a visionary during those time itself to show that he was giving importance to all kinds of research. And then he was mentioning, he used to always mention that protection research is much more needed along with the production research. When you want to do the One Health oriented plant protection, it is necessary that we need to integrate many processes. We have to be very clear about the emerging pests or invasive pests and diseases, and the climate change, over-reliance and injurious use of pesticides is a very serious problem. In all these things, pest diagnostics is very important. Pest and disease diagnosis forms the basic, and even here the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University has been a forerunner, especially during the time of the T.V. Ramakrishna Iyer and later entomologists, taxonomists who worked in the Department of Entomology and now with the Insect Museum. I am very happy that this fundamental aspect is being taken care of by this particular university and the department, giving importance to pest diagnostics. And there are many technological innovations which are required to be integrated if you want to really serve the One Health scenario. some of the aspects like meteorology, then forecasting, of which the VC herself is an example, and precision agriculture, use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, early pest detection, and pest warning and disease warning are all very important. And Tamil Nadu Agriculture has been forerunner in the integration of all these things. For example, when 100 crore funds was given, even now, Delhi people used to talk about the Department of Nanotechnology, which was created with a 100 crore funding given by the Planning Commission. So there are a lot more things required. There is a need for integrating artificial intelligence. And also there is a need for amalgamating the role of policies and regulations. And today, Dr. J.P. Singh could not be here. Yesterday, he called me and he was telling that he is sending Dr. Sone Rajan. He will take care of these regulatory aspects. And when we want to do all these kinds of things, it is necessary for bringing together of many of the sciences. I still remember the 75th year of IRA was celebrated, not with the agriculture specialists, but the Dr. Swaminathan and HK, who was Director General leaving to IRI at that time, and Dr. HK Jain, who was Director. He called people like Dr. Ramalinga Swami, who was ICMR Director General. He called people from BRC, he called Raja Ramanna, Professor M.G. Kamanan, so that we can give a new direction to agriculture where farmers are the central points. So if we are talking about One Health now, our main central point is farmers. And I am really very glad that this topic has been taken by the seminar and the conference, and it is being attended by a large number of delegates. I would like to conclude by quoting again the words of Professor Swaminathan. He said that whatever he has told in terms of nutritional security, in terms of food security, in the form of what is called as environmental security, they all become true after 50 years. And he also showed some 5 before his expiry, he was mentioning about that the future wars, the global scenario will be, the wars will be fought with grains, not with bullets. This was his wording. And if you want to subscribe to this philosophy and principle, it is essential that we need to keep farmer-centric approach. And then if you want to do a farmer-centric approach, the One Health topic is very important. And I really congratulate the organizers for making me present here and then having a deliberation for the next 3 days on this particular topic. One last word about the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University and its prominence in the country. It is not only in the country as a whole, but it is global. And I feel that if Tamil Nadu Agriculture University continues to promote the what I call integration of all aspects of science, including artificial intelligence and other aspects, I am sure that it will keep its flag high. And I wish this university and the organizers all well for this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. With much pleasure, I invite Shri Samuel Praveen Kumar, Joint Secretary Krishi Bhavan, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, New Delhi, to deliver the special address and felicitate the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Vice Chancellor, TNAU, my alma mater, and the eminent scientists who have gathered here, starting from Dr. Shanti, who was instrumental in bringing me here, Dr. Angappan, a few international scientists we have here in the stage, Dr. Antonia, Dr. Maxwell, Dr. Sonai, and my guru in IRA, Dr. Ramurthy sir. It's in fact a privilege for me to be here, and it's nostalgic as well. I am not a scientist myself or a researcher, so my perspective will be totally different from what you all have. But from a farmer-centric approach, when we see this One Health perspective, I would like to start off with a small anecdote which dates back to 55 years. It's the story about Edwin Aldrin and Michael Collins. Some of you might recollect who they are. For those who don't recollect, probably if I add another name to that, then your memory will become fresh. Neil Armstrong. So these three were the first in 1969, July 16th, to take up a journey on Apollo 11 mission to moon, lunar. That was the first time ever somebody landed on moon. And we all remember that Neil Armstrong was the first person who actually landed on moon. But we must also remember that the photograph that we see of Neil Armstrong on the moon was taken by Buzz Aldrin, Edwin Aldrin. More importantly, when we talk about the contribution, there was one person who went till moon, but did not land on moon, was a third person. And who was he? Michael Collins. But do you know the significance of Michael Collins' contribution? Michael Collins was commanding the command module, which actually has to bring the other scientists back to the Earth. So for 2 hours, he was orbiting the moon without knowing what was happening on the moon and what was happening in NASA. So he was just waiting that these two people who went on the moon will come back after their excursion. Now, the learnings that we get from here is that while everybody knows that Neil Armstrong landed on moon, we hardly remember the two names that were associated with them and the contribution that they made. In fact, after that Apollo 11 mission, there were about half a dozen, 1 dozen missions where 12 people went. None of us remember the names. Now, friends, this is what our agriculture research, our agriculture extension is all about. We only know the tip of the iceberg, but we don't know what actually we are doing from a farmer perspective. You all may be, stunned to learn that when I say that the amount of research work that emanates is humongous in our country, but the adoption in terms of its extension, the technology dissemination, and its adoption by the farmer is very minuscule. Now, why is this disconnect? Because if you see the contributions of Michael Collins or a contribution of Buzz Aldrin, they are even more significant because Neil Armstrong, only one can actually step on the moon. First person is only one person. But then these people were instrumental in taking him there and bringing him back on Earth. So the entire mission is important. So every contribution that comes from a university, from a KVK, from a research station has to reach the farmer. Now, why is it not happening? Now, when we see, especially in terms of One Health perspective, very interesting perspective I'll tell you is that the KCC system, Kisan Call Center system, we have a system of taking feedback from the farmers as to what they require, what they expect from an agri researcher or an agri scientist or an agri policy maker. There are only 3 things that a farmer is, of course, there are other things as well, but 3 important things. One, he wants to know about the weather. நாளைக்கு மழை பெய்யுமா எப்பங்க மழை பெய்யும் மான்சூன் எப்படி இருக்கும் this is what the first thing. The second important thing that he wants is பூச்சி வந்தா என்ன பண்றதுங்க இந்த வியாதி வந்துருச்சு இந்த மஞ்சள் ஆயிருச்சு இலையெல்லாம் இதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும் என்ன அடிக்கணும் that is what they ask. The third thing is what are the government schemes through which I can benefit. Now coming to government schemes, we have a Neil Armstrong there also. That Neil Armstrong is nothing but PM Kisan. PM Kisan is PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. I'll give an interesting anecdote which happened with me. I was a nodal officer in Telangana for some time. So I went for a field visit and a gathering of about 150 farmers were there. I was interacting with them in Telugu. So I said, "Meeku andarki mana prabhutva padakalanni vastunayandi, meeku em vastunayi?" All those things I asked. So they were very happy that I was speaking in Telugu and they were responding. One gentleman stood up. He raised his hand and told, "Sir, we don't know about any schemes. Maaku rende telusu, sir." He told only 2. Modi sir paisulu, KCR sir paisulu. Modi sir ka paisa, KCR sir ka paisa. Modi sir ka paisa is PM Kisan. 2,000 rupees for every 4 months, 6,000 rupees in a year. KCR paisulu is Raitu Bandhu. In fact, Raitu Bandhu is a precursor for PM Kisan. PM Kisan actually came from Raitu Bandhu. This is a direct benefit transfer. Now we say that, PM Kisan is the world's largest direct benefit transfer scheme. What impact it has really made is that during COVID times, especially when, they were struggling, farming is, always an activity of hope and risk. When we say farming as a profession, it entirely depends on hope. Hope of good weather, hope of no pest, hope of good yield, and hope of good market. Beyond this, there is nothing else. And when we talk about risk, There are always, weather is also risky. Today, the climate adaptation is happening climate change is happening so fast that we are unable to adapt to it. So climate and then other risks of markets. I was discussing with Dr. Srinivasan yesterday about soya meal and other things. I told him soya bean prices have crashed. 4,892 is MSP and today it's ruling about 4,000. Farmers are literally crying. Tomato prices have crashed, 3 rupees, 2 rupees. So the market crash and weather risks, pest risks, these are the three important risks that a farmer goes through. Now, why is it that we are not able to, despite that huge workforce that we have, the manpower, the scientists, the KVKs, the agriculture universities, why is it that we are failing the farmers, unable to connect to them? What might be the reason? There is a saying that societal problems must have societal solutions. Now, when you see all the innovations that have been coming up in our country, especially, post Aadhaar days, it's all connected with digital. We have developed digital systems. Why are digital systems necessary for us? If you just have a look at, post Aadhaar days, Aadhaar, by the way, is a, foundational ID. We must all remember that today, whatever the forefathers of Aadhaar were envisioning, those use cases are not there today. The new use cases have come up. One of the cases like your Digi Yatra. Aadhaar is used even for Digi Yatra for entering into airport without any verification. Even Nandan Nilekani did not envision that you can have a Digi Yatra coming up 15 years after Aadhaar. But the foundational layer that every individual with a 12-digit number, 12 digit is because our population is 1.4 billion, 10 digits. So even if our population grows 10 times more, probably you will have a 12-digit number adequate to take care of the identity. But on this foundational ID, you are trying to build many systems which are going to make our life much easier. Coming to agriculture, what is that foundational DPI? You call digital public infrastructure. And just to name a few, how DPIs have transformed our lives. You just take out your mobile UPI. UPI is again an integration of so many things. It has got bankers, it has got payment interface, it has got individuals, it has got your Aadhaar, it has got everything. So just 2 rupees you want to transfer to somebody, using one scanner, you transfer it. How easy it has been. And in 20 years back, if you just imagine a check written across a bank branch is across your street and you have written a check, but it takes 3 days to come back, credited into your account. That was the system we were working in. But today you are able to seamlessly transfer even a single rupee and as high as 1 lakh rupees. Why? Because you have developed an infrastructure to cater to the requirements of changing times. Now, why is it that in agriculture, we are not able to have such an infrastructure which can actually transform the way we are able to disseminate our technology, our innovation? One Health Plant approach actually is an integrated approach where you have animals on one side, you have plants on one side, you have human on one side. So it is much beyond farmers. So therefore, a strategy must be there that we develop digital public infrastructure in the space of agriculture, and it is a collective contribution for each and every one of us to build that. Now, what we do is that, yes, I'm an entomologist, so I'll work on insects. I'm a pathologist, I'll work on diseases. I'm a nematologist, I'll work on nematodes. But all these collectively form the ecosystem, and therefore everything is interrelated. What is the use if you have a good control on some insect or some pest or some pathogen, but then you fall prey for a nematode? You are again failing. It's not we who are failing, it's the farmers who fail because of our incapacity to take our work to the extent of farmers. Our Honorable Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan always keeps telling, Vigyan se kisan tak, Vigyan se kisan tak. Vigyan is science, kisan is farmer. जब तक आप लोग विज्ञान से किसान तक सक्सेसफुली नहीं करते हैं, तब तक आपका कोई भी काम, कोई भी पॉलिसी, कोई भी नीति, कोई भी योजना, उसका कोई फायदा है नहीं. And I'm not here taking the blame just for the researchers, it is also for the policy makers. We make a policy which should actually be conducive for dissemination at a population scale. When I mean population scale, it should be in huge numbers. How many farmers do we have today? As per records, PM Kisan recipients are 9.5 crores, but the farmers are somewhere between 12 to 13 crores, some of them doing tenant pharmacy. All these 13 crore farmers are being catered by a small lot of about 6 lakh extension workers in the country. To be precise, it is 6.69. These 6.69 are not familiar with every practice. They have done agriculture extension. Let me tell you, don't mind any extension friend here is there. If they don't get a seat in entomology, biotechnology or pathology, they end up in extension. Now, if with that kind of a scientist, how do you expect that he will be doing such a wonderful or great work that he will ensure that all the research emanating from the field is going, emanating from the lab is going to the field? 109 varieties of ICR new varieties were released in July 2024. Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Agriculture Minister released this. 6 months down the line, only 4 varieties are having commercially available seeds for these varieties. If 109 varieties have translated into only 4, then over the years, whatever research, new varieties we have developed, are we ensuring that these are reaching the farmers? So therefore, we need systems which can actually reach the farmer. Our research can only be beneficial to the society. I am not just referring to One Health perspective, I am referring to any research for that matter. If at all you feel that this research is going to transform the way farming is being done, the way farming becoming risk-proof, the way farming is become more hopeful, and the way the farming can become more entrepreneurial for a farmer. With 2 acres and 4 acres, certainly it is very difficult challenge, but there are solutions. I will give some classic examples of how people, even without digital days, I mean in 1980s, I'll give the example of NECC, National Egg Coordination Committee. Dr. B.V. Rao started this. When in fact, Namakkal was the center of that egg production. Eggs were not getting appropriate price, remunerative price, and farmers were actually going away from doing poultry. Now they started this NECC. They have a slogan also: Sunday hoya Monday, rose kawa ande. That means whether it is Sunday or Monday, daily have an egg. There is an inherent belief today also that if you eat egg, body heat, சூடு படிக்குங்க, முட்டை சாப்பிடாதீங்க, சூடாகுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க அந்த வயசுல 1980s 90sல. இன்னைக்கு ஆம்லெட் இல்லாம சாப்பிட முடியாது. நான்வெஜ் சாப்பிடுறவங்க ஒரு ஆம்லெட்டாவது கொடுப்பா, சிக்கன் இல்லாட்டி பரவாயில்ல அப்படின்னு. ஏன் அந்த அளவுக்கு முட்டை வந்து எம்ஜிஆர் வந்து முட்டை சத்துணவுலே போட்டாரு, புரோட்டீன் வரும், புரத சத்து கிடைக்கும் மக்களுக்குன்னு சொல்லி. ஸோ தட் ரெவல்யூஷன் ஹஸ் ஹேப்பன்ட். NECC has made it into a revolutionary campaign. There are other examples. Amul, George Kurian. How did he do that? He made a revolution of cooperatives, and today milk, India is surplus in milk, and we are able to have that benefit, and there is a good cooperative sector around it. There are several examples. A recent example I can give you of Vilas Shinde, who is actually the founder of Sayadri Farms. Yesterday, I read an article in the paper. Ashok Gulati, Professor Ashok Gulati has written that article. He said, can Sayadri become the next Amul for F&V, fruits and vegetables? Why? Because he has actually developed a template for the value chain. So end consumer, in fact, during COVID times, I was told, I had a privilege of going there for an immersion training with a group of 10-15 people from the ministry, just to learn as to how the fruit and vegetable supply chain is being managed post-harvest. They today have grown from a company of mere 10-12 crores to 1,500 crores with 35,000 farmers associated with that group, and everyone growing top quality grapes, top quality pomegranates, and top quality tomatoes. If the tomatoes are not sold for 20 rupees in the market, less than 20, he says, you come to me directly. If it is more than 20, you go, sell anywhere you want. Now, this is how the models have developed. Now, why I'm saying is that we don't have to entirely depend on digital systems. We can also depend on non-digital systems, but we have to strengthen the supply chain, strengthen the system so that farmers are kept at the center. In terms of One Health perspective, I'll just conclude saying one thing. The quote of Leo Tolstoy, what he says is that, you must be familiar with Leo Tolstoy. He said, it is not only important, but it is also very difficult to live for others. It is always difficult, but it is important. We consider this. But we in the agri fraternity should understand that it is not only important, despite being difficult, we must live for farmers. And if we have to live for farmers, we have to strategize in such a manner that we are able to have a direct connect with farmers. And that is where we can actually see the fruits of success coming out of all our efforts, be it One Health perspective or for that matter, any other thing. Every scheme, every benefit, every new innovation has to reach the farmer. I take this opportunity for thanking Dr. Shanti, VC Madam, for bringing me here. When it comes to digital initiatives, I keep talking. So there's always a timer for me that you'll have to come back. So I was given a 10-minute slot. I thought I'll summarize my thoughts and share it in the best possible manner with all of you. Collectively, all of you, please come up with solutions which can transform the lives of farmers. And I hope that this conference will definitely set the tone and show you the way forward for transforming the lives of farmers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the positive talk. Now I invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, the first woman Vice Chancellor of State Agricultural Universities in India, to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all of you. Indeed, it's a great pleasure for me to stand before you to give the inaugural address. And dignitaries sitting on the dais, first of all, Mr. Samuel Praveen Kumar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. Thank you to Mr. Praveen. Like, it was wonderful listening to you. No doubt or nothing, like one of our proud alumni is sitting in such a high position in Government of India. We could sense the way you handle different languages, including Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, English. I don't know how many other languages you know. It's really wonderful to connect with the people. Language is really, really important. And the depth of knowledge and the way you communicate all the schemes that are very much going into the farmers. And wonderful listening to you. Thanks for taking your time off with your busy schedule and coming over here to Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Happy to have you here. Again, V.V. Ramamurthy, sir, the President, Entomological Society of India. It was great to listen to you, sir, your insight on One Health and so on. And as a senior person, your views were really, really wonderful, and it will be really seriously taken into account. And then we have eminent personalities like all the scientists who are sitting like on the dais and also off the dais. First of all, like from Kenya, Sevgan Subramanian sir from Kenya. Thank you so much, traveling from such a long place. And then Antonio. So thank you from Italy. You have come here. I was told you are doing such a lot of work in mycotoxin. I'm really happy to see you here. And again, from World Vegetable Center, they told me that you are doing a lot of research on biological control measures and so on. Happy to have you here to get your insights into this conference. And then Sone Rajan. So thank you, and you will be delivering the address of our JP Singh sir, who could not join with us. And sorry, because I have to leave to airport. That's why I had to bypass you. And you will be giving after this inaugural address. Yours will be the first talk to tell about that. Thank you so much for your patience. And again, like all the other professors sitting over here, including some of our very eminent personalities sitting in the first row and second row, including Krishna Mohan sir. Krishna Mohan sir, really it is wonderful. I'm not seeing him here. Okay, Krishna Mohan sir, and then Muthu Lakshmi madam and Uttamasamy sir. Uttamasamy sir is still active. You know, like he's the person coordinating all the retired people's associations. He's very active, meeting me very often. And Alice madam, wonderful see you Akka here. Thank you so much for coming. My own dear friend and classmate, Dr. Sangeeta Panikar, eminent pathologist. And again, Dr. Rajamanikam from my own classmate again, who is a great coconut entomologist and very, very popular among the Polachi farmers, because coconut is one crop which is giving lots and lots of issue. Yesterday also we have been with the farming community, hearing a lot of their concerns about the Rugo spiraling whitefly. And Philip Sridhar, so sir, you were very helpful for us in setting up of our automatic weather stations. We never forget your service in that. And Dr. Ganapati, even today, he is actually helping us in shaping the research into publications. Thank you so much for your contribution, and good to see you here again. And again, Durairaj sir, entomologist, Pasupati, who has recently retired, entomologist again, Chandrasekharan sir, pathologist, Valu Paridasan sir, again, a very positive person, and you know, like it's good to have you here, sir. And again, Chandrasekharan, pathology sir, Dr. Chandrasekharan sir, Dr. Rajendran sir, nematologist, and then Dr. Vidya Sekharan sir, pathologist. And no, it's really great to see all of you. Dr. Narayana Swami sir, and more importantly, Prakasham sir, again, an eminent pathologist. Even now, he is actually doing a lot of work on the organic farming and other things. And then Dr. Again, entomologist Chandrasekhar sir, Subramanian sir, again entomologist, and then Suresh sir, entomologist. He was actually our dean in Madurai campus, who has helped us a lot in making things easy for us to work in Madurai campus. Dr. Balasubramaniam sir, entomologist. So more than Balasubramaniam sir, Tenmali madam is so close to our heart because she was doing such a lot of work on biochemistry. And Balagurunathan sir, wonderful sir, my first acquaintance for the Alia system was, you were the first person to meet me and guide me. Thank you so much, sir. Again, Raj Segaran sir sitting in the front, and Vidya Segaran sir, pathologist, sitting in the front, eminent senior personalities. If I've left someone, seniors, it's not intentional, but I really acknowledge all your presence here, all the current university officers, scientists, students, and it's wonderful to see all of you from east to west, north to south. All the states have been represented. I'm really happy to see every one of you here. And more importantly, I have to acknowledge the hard work rendered by the people sitting on the dais, including Dr. Shanti, CPPS, who was actually instrumental in bringing this particular One Health conference onto this table. And then again, two important people, Dr. Angappan and also entomology professor and head Murugan. Both of them were strong pillars of support for Shanti to make this event to happen. So every one of you sitting on the dais and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen, again, a warm good morning to all of you. And it is really wonderful. It's a pleasure, welcoming all of you again, joining with the team for this international conference on One Health perspective in global plant protection research. It's really, really important. As Dr. M.S. Swaminathan said, One Health is one of the important area where we have to touch upon. In fact, his daughter, Dr. Soumya Swaminathan, was to give us a presidential address over online, but because of some urgent commitment, she could not join with us. It would have been really nice had she joined with us. And every one of us know, world revolves around agriculture for future hunger-free, sustainable, creating sustainable environment and also sustainable hunger-free world. It is important that agriculture has to be taken care of. But we have got many challenges. The first challenge is attracting youth to agriculture. Samuel Praveen was saying so much about agriculture, its policies and so on. We have to have strong policy like keeping the farmers in farming. Tamil Nadu Agricultural University is taking steps to identify what is actually preventing the farmers to go out of farming. We have already taken some steps and we have conducted some stakeholders meetings. Block-wise stakeholders meeting have been conducted to identify the lacunas that are happening to make the farmers stay in the agriculture, especially the young farmers. No farmer, now the average age of the farmer is close to 60 years, but we want to bring the second generation farmers also into agriculture. So that is what we are now doing it. Agriculture has to be seen like industry. So we have to have lots and lots of profitable ventures from the agriculture side, for which Tamil Nadu Agricultural University is definitely taking a step forward and working together with many stakeholders. The second important challenge is climate change. Every one of us know climate is one of the important thing. Even Mr. Samuel Praveen said about the climate, the importance of weather. People wish to know what is going to happen in the near future, in the far future, so that they can make their plans according to the changes in the weather. So the weather is becoming important, but the changing climatic conditions are really worrying factor. Some of the minor pests have become major pests and we are not able to control it. That is the biggest worry. You must be knowing last year, 2024, was the warmest year of the entire time period. If we see 100 years, one whole century, 2024 was the warmest of all the time period over the 100 years, and it was plus 2 degrees Celsius from the average of the 100 years. So you can just imagine how much warming is happening. And people are envisaging this. 2025 is going to be much more warmer. Every year is surpassing the previous year in terms of getting warmer and warmer. So we have to be definitely careful. So these are the two important challenges I feel that will make a biggest challenge for the control of pests and diseases. And then another important thing is it will have centrifuging effect. The climate change will have centrifuging effect, especially on the environment, on the ecology, as well as in agriculture. There were so many things said about climate change. change. But the thing is, we have to very cautiously see two things. One is controlling of pest and diseases. Second one is water. Water is going to be too crucial for us to manage the agriculture in the event of changing climatic condition. Again, like last 1 decade, if we just see what has happened in the last 10 years, there were 40 incidents of pest and disease havocs. Just 40 incidents of pest and disease havocs that has happened and that has been documented. If you just see, just last 1 year, there were 20 such events have been recorded. And it is by the Directorate of Plant Protection, Storage and Quarantine. It's in Faridabad. They have recorded 20 havoc incidents because of the pest and diseases in different parts of India. One such thing is fall armyworm. One such thing is rugose spiraling whitefly. Like that, there were 20 definite different incidences that is actually making agriculture to go on beyond, below certain levels. And another important thing is importance of plant protection, which is very, very important to keep the global food security. Not only that, the human health, the animal health, and also environmental health. Why we are saying environmental health is because if we spray the plant protection chemical, again, the biodiversity is getting affected. And not only that, we the agriculture people, we are the preventing people from the diseases. Once the disease comes, it's actually getting cured by the physicians. But we are the people, we have to prevent the people not getting diseases. So plant protection chemicals are the first things. People used to spray chemicals without waiting for a waiting period so that the chemical gets disintegrated. Just they bring it to the market. We never know what sort of food we are taking inside. Are we eating poison or are we eating a good food? There is nothing, there is a systematic thing available to see whether we are eating a good food. So that's the biggest thing. And then One Health means it is a connection. It is actually connecting between the human, the animal, the plant, and environment. So it is a kind of a continuum. It is a cycle that we have to definitely take into account. So this particular theme of One Health is very relevant today because it is to meet the sustainable development goals. So the plant protection meets importantly 3 sustainable developmental goals. One is the food security. Second thing is food security means that's no hunger. So keeping the people all satisfied with the food. And another one is reducing the poverty. Once we keep the people happy, the poverty level have to come down. And another one is sustainable agriculture. So these are the 3 sustainable development goals which are taken care of. There are 4 organizations which is taking care of the One Health perspective. One is Food and Agricultural Organization. Another one is UNEP. Third one is WHO, World Health Organization, and then World Organization for Animal Health. All these organizations, 4 organizations combine together and they do a lot of work to mitigate the impact of changing climatic condition, future health, to keep the future health and so on. So this works on different scales. Regional scale, local scale, regional scale, country level, and then global level. So all these things are taken care of by these 4 organizations' activity and plans. FAO promotes One Health because it is actually transforming the agri-food system. So mainly to keep the health of the people, animal, plant, and environment. If you just see small statistics, India, it houses close to 18% of the global population. Okay, so we have to have different kind of plan to make the food security. So if you just see the global pesticide usage in agriculture, it is 3.7 million tons in 2020. 2022, it was 3.7 million tons, which is the latest record available for us. So in terms of herbicide, 53% is consumed. Insecticide and fungicide, 21 to 21.5% each, and then plant growth regulators around 1.4%. So the global pesticide use increased by 62% between 2000 and 2022. In 22 years of time period, we have increased our pesticide consumption by 62%. Then you can imagine why we don't get cancer and other diseases. Because of these pesticide residues, it is creating lots and lots of issues. As far as India is concerned, we have got 339 registered pesticides, and the formulations are something around 947 formulations, including 69 bio insecticides and 31 biofungicides. We do have biopesticides and biofungicides. Now, the role should be we have to promote these biofungicides and biopesticides to a greater extent, so we escape from deadly diseases. Coming to the total consumption of pesticide, it's good to notice that India is reducing its consumption of chemical pesticides from 61,702 tons to 55,235 tons, which means people are looking for alternative to control the pest and disease. Now, both the government of India and government of Tamil Nadu, both of them are actually trying to push a lot of organic farming and natural farming, which will definitely reduce the pesticide consumption. So pesticide residue monitoring is one thing which we need to definitely look into it. There are people who wanted to grow food organically. If you grow food organically, there'll be two things happening. One is the cost of production. Second thing is the yield level, reduction in yield level. So the produce has to be sold in a higher cost only. They will be keeping aside, these are all organically produced. But as a consumer, we never know whether it is really produced from organic sources or they are keeping the regular material into the organic. So that kind of doubt is always there. In other countries, there is a stringent regulation. If they do such small practices, their shop will be closed once for all. So they have such a stringent measures taken outside. But as far as India is concerned, we have to go a long way for those things. So pesticide residue monitoring is one thing. Maximum residue limits, MRL limits for many things have to be identified. So India is putting forth lots and lots of effort for putting 5 spices, including cardamom, coriander, fennel, cumin, and pepper. They've contributed a lot in fixing MRL levels of various chemicals into these spices. We are also working with US companies because several gaps and challenges are available in fixing the MRL levels. Because of that, we are losing the trade between India and other foreign countries, such as some of the minor crops like curry leaves, moringa, and also banana. So because of that, we are now working very closely with the US so that we can fix the MRL levels and we can collect lots and lots of data. So the pesticide residue, it poses lot of health issue, as we know. So first thing is we need to create awareness among the farming community, especially the waiting period. And once they spray the pesticide, then the pesticide should get disintegrated before the produce comes into harvest. So the plant protection scientists should also work on such kind of chemicals which will disintegrate within a short period of time, at the same time effectively control the pest and diseases. Another important thing is like unscientific way of storage. So like our climatic condition, subtropical climatic condition and semi-arid climatic condition is very conducive for the fungal growth and thereby mycotoxin. I'm happy one of the scientists coming from Italy is working on mycotoxin. So this mycotoxin will have lots and lots of effect on our health, especially it will create cancer, it will create stomach upset, kidney problem, liver dysfunction, and so many other things, reproductive system disorder, and so many other things. So we have to be very careful. So for this, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has come out with many kind of a solution. 2 medicinal herbs, 3 microbes which can detoxify this mycotoxins. But these kind of findings, as Praveen said, like it has to reach to the farming community in a larger way so that they use these kind of things to detoxify mycotoxin and give good quality food to the farming community. Again, artificial intelligence and Internet of Things, which are now ruling, which are coming into play in all the disciplines, including agriculture. So we have to use those kind of innovations for pest protection as well as pest surveillance. You know, this is very, very important. Working together, like all the disciplines, including the technology people and also domain expert people, we have to work together so that we bring a lot of innovations. And also the policy. I'm really, really happy. Shanti is bringing one specific session, inviting relevant stakeholders, including farmers. I was told one of the eminent farmer from Udayakulam, OVR Somasundaram, is also going to be part of it. And she is inviting so many other stakeholders who is expertising in their own field. And they are going to give their ideas, their talks, so that their insights will be converted as a policy brief, and which will be submitted to the Government of India and Government of Tamil Nadu for their consideration to create policies on MRL levels. And also some of the policies like, BT cotton is one of the greatest invention which saved the cotton farmers. Like that, now there are bans on going with transgenic kind of things. So we have to have strong policies, for which Shanti is creating a separate session. My compliments to you, and we are looking forward to have the end product of that particular thing. And another two important things before I conclude, in June 2020, we had this cassava mealy bug, which was actually invasive pest to Tamil Nadu, especially it was a very serious pest in Salem and Namakkal district. So there is a parasitoid which is Anagyrus lopsi, which was actually imported from International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, West Africa. So after importing it, they have multiplied it. So something around 250,000 kind of numbers were multiplied, and they gave it to more than 1,500 farmers. Initially, they gave 100 numbers of this parasite to each of the farmer with free of cost, and to 12 districts this was given. And because of that, the pest load was reduced to 20% from 80%, which is a great service these people have done, which needs greater appreciation. Another important thing, maize fall armyworm. Maize fall armyworm was devastating the entire maize cultivation area. And maize is one of the important raw material for the poultry. And these people, they have developed a capsule of technologies which will control the maize fall armyworm. So which again came down from 80% to 20%. And the insecticide spray, normally 5 to 6 sprays they used to do, which has come down to 2 to 3 sprays, protecting the environment, reducing the cost of plant protection, at the same time bringing back the yield to the tune of 80 to 90% yield level without a loss. Means only 10% loss was there because of this maize fall armyworm. Very similar, yesterday we have been in the field for the Rugo spiraling whitefly. It's really devastating. Something, we have 4.5 lakh hectares of coconut garden. Almost more than 80% of the garden is under the threat of this Rugo spiraling whitefly. Now we are bringing some kind of an idea to give community level control of these insects. And to that, we are submitting a proposal to Government of Tamil Nadu to include in the Ministry of Farmers, the budget of the, we have the separate budget for the farmers, for which we are trying to include that. So these are all some of the things which we wanted to do. And I'm really happy experts are available from different countries and also from different parts of India to share your insights, to share your knowledge, and also to have some connectivity and collaboration amongst yourself. This 2 days conference should be 3 days conference, should be really powerful to derive some meaningful conclusion. I wish to bring to your notice, like there should be some novel approaches designed from this conference on pest and disease monitoring, and especially forewarning. Some of our scientists are working on forewarning. They will be releasing a software very shortly, which will be useful for forewarning things. And especially now the climatic conditions are changing. Because of that, the insect population, the fecundity rate, everything is going to change. Lot of studies have been initiated in TNAU, and we have to get to know some insights so that we design proper kind of a control measures. That is also one of the important thing. Bioinformatics, which again is very, very important. I'm happy to inform our biotechnology department is working with the biotechnological tools, identifying genes which makes the plant resistant to biotic stresses. And they are working with the conventional breeding people and trying to bring out not only the climate resilient varieties, but also the varieties resilient to pests and diseases. So it is also one of the area which need to be explored. And we need to definitely look into the emerging pests and diseases, especially the invasive pest. That's also one area. And plant microbe interaction. As I told, there are few microbes which degrade the pesticide level within the plant and which degrade the mycotoxin level. So we need to really work with the microbiologists to identify the microbes, the beneficial microbes, which will help in plant protection studies. And above all, the digital technologies. Making Praveen sitting over here, he is one of the very shrewd person. I've seen him in his place. He has been working very closely with the digital India, and even with all the digitization that is happening. He's closely working with the top guys, and I really enjoyed sitting in his office looking at the capabilities that he has. And he was helping Tamil Nadu Agricultural University in getting many things. He was instrumental in bringing Manoj Ahuja sir for one of the convocations. I really thank you, Praveen, for all your help. Always our alumni is our strength. So all the people sitting many of the places, they really help us in bringing many laurels to Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Thanks to Ramamurthy sir again for penetrating into such a high order. And thanks to every one of you who are sitting here, and the pillars of Tamil Nadu Agricultural University who are sitting in the first 3-4 rows, and the future pillars who are sitting at the back. Really, it is giving me an immense pleasure to talk to all of you. I wish that this conference should be a great success with lots and lots of meaningful recommendations, which can get kind of modifications in the plant protection arena, and this will make a dent in the future days. Thank you so much for the opportunity given.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, and your presidential address did set a tone for today's event. So moving further into the program, I request all the dignitaries on the dais to come forward for the release of publications. So first, we have a souvenir that is entitled Emerging Frontiers in Plant Health, Expert Perspectives.
I'm sorry, I'm coming back again. I have to really compliment the Shanti and group, because she has got already approval from Springer as well as from Elsewhere for bringing the full papers onto publication. Publication is the face of any institution. Thank you, Shanti, for creating such a wonderful opportunity. I forgot to mention this. Thank you.
The next publication we have is Book of Extended Abstracts, Volume 1 and 2. The first volume informs about entomology and sericulture, whereas the volume 2 is all about plant pathology and nematology.
Now we have a book titled No More Entomology, written by Dr. S.B. Krishnamurthy, Dr. C. Soumya, Dr. G. Preeta, Dr. B.R. Swaminathan, Dr. M.R. Srinivasan, Dr. M. Murugan, and Dr. M. Shanti. It is now time to unveil an interesting tool, the TNAU Survivor app, that is sure to revolutionize pest management for farmers and agricultural enthusiasts. This app is developed by Dr. K. Senguttuvan, Dr. M. Shanti, Dr. M. Murugan, and Dr. K. Angappan.
We thank Dr. Narayana Swamy for the contribution of book to the university. Thank you, sir.
Narayanaswamy sir is contributing two volumes of the book Soil-Borne Microbial Plant Pathogens and Disease Management to our TNAU library. Thank you, sir, for this contribution.
Now,
So, coming to the artistic serve of plant protection, this is the prime open up of the people who took initiatives, drawing and bold outlook on most of the aspects of Center for Plant Protection Studies Ocean. The authorities and the mogul of CPPS biggies are proud to admire and honor each and one of you who work tediously for the thirst of plant protection. We salute you guys. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to honor the retired professors.
As a token of our love and gratitude, I request Honorable Director Ma'am CPPS to honor chief guests with gifts.
All is well that ends well. Now I request Dr. K. Angappan, Professor and Head, Department of Plant Pathology, TNAU, to propose the vote of thanks.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Good morning to all. I take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who wholeheartedly accepted our invitation and graced the occasion. Madam is our inspiration and guiding force. And Madam has kindly gave permission to organize this international conference. And also, Madam has given constructive suggestion from the day one to today for the successful conduct of this program. So I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor very much for her involvement and enthusiasm in participating in this program. It is my privilege to profusely thank Sri Samuel Praveen Kumar, Joint Secretary Extension, Ministry of Farmers Welfare, Government of India, who delivered the keynote address and meaningful insight about the theme of this conference. I thank you very much, sir. Mr. Dr. Sonai Rajan, Assistant Director, who has also graced this occasion on behalf of Dr. J.P. Singh. I thank Dr. V.V. Ramamurthy, President, Entomology Society of India, who offered felicitation to this mega event with thoughtful insights during his speech. I thank all our university officers and HODs for gracing the occasion by their presence. I thank all our mentors, our gurus, who have traveled across Tamil Nadu to participate in this function amidst their age and health. So I thank one and all our mentors for gracing this occasion. I thank all the delegates from different organizations who traveled across the world to deliver keynote talks, lead lectures, and to participate in this August gathering. I thank all the sponsors and contributors for their generous financial support to conduct this event in a very fitting manner. I thank all our beloved director, CPPS, Dr. M. Shanti, for synthesizing the idea of conducting this conference and guiding time to time meticulously with various committees to execute and synchronize the activities to make this event a successful one. I thank HODs of Agricultural Entomology, Nematology, and Sericulture for effective coordination and execution of various tasks from day one to till this time. I thank all my colleagues under the umbrella of CPPS, non-teaching staffs, supporting staff for their cooperation and support. I profusely thank the working force, research associates, senior research fellows, JRFs, TAs, and student friends of PG and PhD from all the departments under CPPS who toiled for months together for this conference and other related activities. I thank the friends from press and media for their presence and coverage of this event. I thank the university authorities at various levels who helped in planning and execution of activities of this conference. I thank estate officer for sparing this auditorium facility for this event. I thank the medical officers, security officers, sanitary officer for their assistance and as and when requested. I thank all the committee chairmen and members for their planning and execution of tasks to accomplish success of this event. I thank all the CPPS family members across TNAU for their active participation to make this event a grand success. I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
I request Dr. Sonai Rajan Tankaraj, Assistant Director, Entomology, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, to deliver the address.
Respected and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam, and dignitaries on and off dais, my beloved professors, scientists, research scholars, and students. So good morning to all. So due to some unforeseen and unavailable circumstances, our plant production advisor and Government of India is not able to attend this conference. And sir directed me to attend and deliver the keynote address. So I'm here representing Plant Production Division, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. So before that, I would like to say one more thing. I'm happy to be as a alumni of TNA from here. So I'm here because of my professors, my seniors, my other colleagues only. Thank you so much. Once again, I want to thank sir, because of your blessings only I'm here. Okay, sir. And our plant production advisor, so he has been invited to deliver the keynote address, but sir directed me to deliver the keynote address to me, especially for the One Health perspectives in global plant production research. As we all know, so One Health is a multidisciplinary approach. It's recognizing the interconnections between the human, animal, and environmental health. So with this, the plant health is considered as one of the important components. So that highly impacts the human, animal, and environmental health. So recently we are experiencing and facing some plant health issues, especially for the infestation and infection and losses caused by the insect pests, plant pathogens, and nematodes respectively. So many methods have been employed for management of this pest. However, still we are not able to control These are all the aspects completely and not able to sustain our productions. So this conference they have organized for gathering the scientists and experts so to come forward to know about the innovative approaches for the development of effective tools for the control of pest and enhance the production and productivity of agriculture. So I would like to add and say one thing. So the vital of our food security of the nation, I hope we all of us we know very well about of the vital of food security. It's the production of quality food grains and agricultural commodities and supply to the public. But still we are struggling, so we need to find more over things. But in this way, recently, the government of India has identified several challenges, especially for the climate change and pest dynamics. So the best example already, so many of them they have explained. So the fall armyworm, Spodoptera fugibata. Studies demonstrated that the increasing temperature and shifting of rainfall cultivations, which caused so much of loss caused by the fall armyworm. And the second and foremost thing is that rugospiraling whitefly, Aleurodicus cortospinus. And that also causing some economic damages. And we need to work some climate resilient crop production approaches. It's a time to it's a hour, so we need to work out how to overcome this issue of this invasive pest and other economic losses causing pest. And the next one is cross species pathogens, transmissions, and zoonotics. So in addition to the damage caused by the plant pathogens, that may also cause some ill effects to the human being, especially for the production of mycotoxin, aflatoxins. So aflatoxin that used to contaminate the food material and that also cause some health effects to the human being. So we need to work out, we need to provide some strategic approaches to overcome, to control this cross species, transmission. And the third one is the emerging and re-emerging pest and plant diseases. So earlier, some of the pests might be considered as a minor pest, and recently that might be causing some serious damages. So day by day, we need to monitor the pest activities in the field, and we need to develop some alternative strategies. And the next one is, So several approaches are being used for the control of insect pest. However, so the most often used method is the chemical insecticide, spray of pesticides. However, indiscriminate and over-reliance of chemical pesticides may result in the development of heritable resistance, resurgence, and retaining of residues. We, the government of India, we have taken many efforts to overcome this issue. But at the same time, we need a support from the scientists of the various agricultural universities and research organizations to find out the resistance level and resurgence status and residue level. We, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaborations, we are collectively working with the Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Health, especially for the food safety and other organization to overcome the pesticide residue issues. So now the time is we need to identify the novel and innovative new molecules for the control of pests with less time required for the degradations. So we need to work out that. Number three, so the present pest management approaches that may also cause some loss of biodiversity and ecosystem services. So to overcome these issues, we already did something, we are doing something. So the most important thing is that the first and foremost is early detection of a pest. So now recently, we, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, we have developed a tool that it is called as a NPSS, the National Pest Surveillance Systems. With regarding to this NPSS, our chief guest, sir, will give a detailed lecture. With this, we have included more than 65 crops and 375 insect pests. So easily the farmers, they can access and they can do it. So from Ministry of Agriculture, we request, we need to find more things to include, and that would be helpful to the farmers. And the next one is biopesticides and the beneficial microorganisms. So as of now, as a Central Insecticide Board, we have given around 100 registration for these biopesticides. But still, the biopesticide industry in India is having a very less amount of growth only. We need to work out to enhance the sustainability, to enhance the shelf life of the product and the efficacy of the biopesticides. And number third is integrated pest management. So we, the Ministry of Agriculture, we are giving a training to the farmers through various regional center for integrated pest management. Whenever the new technologies are developing from the state agriculture universities or research stations, so that details we are getting and we are transferring to the farmers. But at the same time, still, so the technologies are not reaching to the farmers completely. So we, all the scientists, experts, and the research scholars, we need to promote some integrated pest management approach to the farmers field level. And the next one is soil plant microbe ecosystem. And we need to encourage, we need to enhance the soil fertility status. So soil fertility status is one of the important component of the plant health. So we have to advise the farmers to use the organic fertilizers and other things like VAM and other things. And we need to take action for the climate smart agriculture and for resilient crop also. So our plant protection advisor, he has given a special keynote, especially for the way forward to this One Health and how to way forward. So the first one is advancing One Health based research. So we need to make some collaborative research with a different angle, with different perspectives. And we need to come up with the new technologies for the plant protections, including microbial and macrobial biocontrol agents and RNA-based pesticides, and exploring the impact of plant health and human microbes and overall nutrition. And the second one is scaling up climate smart plant protection strategies. So integrating climate resilience into global plant protections program to ensure the food security, and strengthening the global collaborations for sustainable food system with national and international organization to enhance the production of our food material. So with this overall, we, the plant production divisions, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, congratulate this Central Plant Production Studies, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, for organizing this international conference to explore the intricate connectives among plant, human, animal, and environmental health. And we are sure that definitely at the end of this conference, we may find some innovative approaches, and that would be highly helpful to control of insect pests in nearby future. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for letting us know the lesser known intricacies of crop protection. Now, moving on with conference speech, I request Dr. K. S. Subramanian, Scientific Advisor, Coromandel Nanotechnology Center, Coimbatore, to deliver the talk, Nano-Enabled Technology for Effective Plant Protection.
Good afternoon to all of you. Respected Chairman, Co-Chairman of the session, Director, Center for Plant Protection Studies, conveners, co-conveners, participants. Indeed, it's a great pleasure for me to speak how nanotechnology would improve our effective plant protection. And we are proud to say that TNAU is the first university to have the first nanotechnology center. I was the founder head of nanotechnology in 2010. Now it is recognized as the National Referral Center for Nanofertilizer Testing. So now I retired from Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. I am the scientific advisor to Coromandel International Limited. Coromandel is one of the lead center in nanotechnology research. Also, it is the center which produces lots of agri input. And this is one of the nanotechnology center we recently built in Coimbatore. This is a place I stay. Can I go to the next slide? So nanotechnology, all of you are aware, it is dealing with atomic manipulation. Atom by manipulation is referred as nanotech. The nano by size, it is 1 billionth of a meter. If you consider the entire population of India is 142 crore, you imagine that the entire population of India is squeezed in 1 meter length. Each Indian is the size of a nanoparticle. In terms of computer revolution, we maintained the computer, one room, one computer sometime in 70s. Now it has minimized to a small pocket. That is a nano revolution. In terms of agriculture, certainly we can use in agriculture. That's what I'm going to speak. The atom by atom manipulation is referred as nanotechnology. So, for example, as a soil scientist, we would say that the clay has a surface area. When it is reduced to a nano dimension, certainly the clay has an extensive surface area to exchange nutrients. That's the way we develop nano fertilizers. It's also referred as a small is smart. And look at the bonsai, it's typically a nanostructure. So the as a nano researcher in the country, lead center in the country, we define the word nano agriculture. They infuse nanotechnology principles and concepts in agriculture sciences so that the process and products would be precise and to deliver input in agriculture. Wastage could be minimized, productivity improved, use efficiency could be improved. By doing this atomic manipulation, certainly we can change the face of the farmer. Farmer who is distressed can be made to delightful farmer. That's the way nanotechnology works. And also when we defined nanotechnology in agriculture, any problem that faced by agriculture scientists, whatever it may be the discipline you belong to, it can provide solution. That's why we call it a solution to unresolved problem is a major issue which we address in nanotechnology. If you look at the publications in nanotechnology, particularly plant protection, and India was one of the lead countries which is working on nanotechnology and plant protection. This particular review suggests that the major part of research in nanotechnology reference to plant protection, it is restricted to India, China, Egypt, and Brazil. I think the plant protection scientists who are watching me now, you have to take some initiative. That's what I'm going to suggest. Some of the research which we have done, some of the research we have got a lead, we can take advantage of the nanotechnology to promote agriculture. There are 4 areas in which I am going to speak how nanotechnology is going to be helpful in plant protection. One is the nanodiagnostics. Number 2, nanoparticle use stuff can be used as a pesticide. Number 3 is a smart delivery of input in agriculture. Number 4, biosafety of nanomaterials. These are the 4 areas I just flag off where exactly nanotechnology would be useful. First and foremost thing is nanodiagnostics. Nanodiagnostics is a very important area of research in any discipline in agriculture, particularly pathology and entomology. Gone are those days we can wait so much time to inform the farmer what to be done. That is the days are gone. We must provide solution at the point of what we are meeting to the farmer or so on. There are 5 areas in which nanodiagnostics work. One is the fall armyworm, which is a very dreadful pest and invasive pest. When I was a director of research, entire gamut of entomologists work only in this area, fall armyworm. Fall armyworm had to be monitored very closely with the help of volatile that comes out of the plant. There is a variation in volatile that comes out in different plant species. We find some of the imported maize inbred lines or maize genotypes like Zea parviclumis. Those genotypes are highly resistant. Those volatiles could be used as a deterrent, or volatiles could be used for the identification of or invasion of fall armyworm in the field. One of the reasons why fall armyworm could not be controlled, it is what we have done it in scanning electron microscope. The eggs are clustered. It's about 200 to 300 eggs are clustered together. It is completely sealed. Any parasitoid cannot penetrate this. That is why entomologists find it very difficult to address this particular issue. If an entomologist come up with a nano formulation to break the barrier, it is possible to control fall armyworm. It's very important areas of research. Secondly, for pathologists, being the plant protection event, I mix pathology and entomology alternatively. This is the pathology one. On-site detection is very important. Of course, we know ELISA principle very well. It is being used for several days. To conduct the ELISA test and give the conclusion or give the recommendation to the farmer, it takes long time. This is one of the device what we developed is a on-site detection device. We call it the lateral flow immunoassay. This is what people use it in COVID-19. So what we do here, the nano intervention is a gold nanoparticle conjugated with nucleic acid, or some cases it will be enzyme, or it can be antibodies blind together. We can detect it easily. Compared to ELISA, this method will be more precise because each and every analyte reaction is taken into account so that we can visualize what is happening. This is very, very important for pathologists because we need to advise the farmer when the incident happened at the early stage. I remember then Vice Chancellor of TNAU, Dr. H. Jairaj, he is an entomologist. He always says that pathologists come up with the recommendation, cut and burn. That is not the case anymore. We need to precisely detect and give the correct information, even if it is terminally affected. So this type of information is possible. Nano can make the system better. Nano can help you identification of the problem that is well before symptom appeared. This is INAUGURAL technology. I think there is a next speaker from bioelectronics background, Dr. C. Sekhar. He is from Alagappa University. He is going to speak about the device, how it is developed. But for an agriculture perspective, INAUGURAL technology, electronic nose technology is very, very important. We simply smell the seed or smell the fruit or smell anything of object in agriculture. We can detect what is the problem that is happening. That is what INAUGURAL technology, electronic nose technology. The police official use electronic technology like a sniffer dog can be used to detect the criminal. Same technology, we use it here. Here, what we do, of course, traditionally we use GCMS. So some of the volatiles have been profiled. Particularly, we have done it for sunflower as well groundnut, where the hundreds of volatiles are coming out. We identified certain signature molecule that can be used to develop INAUGURAL technology. So as I mentioned, Dr. Sekhar will be speaking about fabrication of INAUGURAL technology for detecting problems in the seed. So simply you capture the volatile profile and you identify what is the problem that is happening in the plant system. Another technology is the latest one is e-tongue technology. Simply taste the liquid that comes out of the seed or any object. The e-tongue technology is based on the liquid. We convert the acetaldehyde that comes out of the seed. It is liquefied. It is acetic acid, and we measure it. If you look at the traditionally, the seed technologists measure the seed germination, and if the seed is deteriorated, they measure the electrical conductivity. The same principle works here. When we make a comparison with the electrical conductivity measured with acetic acid, it's more precise. If you look at the electric conductivity that is changing over a period of 6 months period of storage of groundnut, the changes in the EC is 0.4 to 0.6 at the maximum 0.8. So the narrow window will not be able to break down into precise to measure. Even you look at the acetic acid measure, in the same period, so look at the acetic acid content increase 3.6 to 168. They're about 200 times more than what could be precisely measured with the help of nano device. So the electronic tongue technology is a very powerful technology. This can be used to measure the health status of the seed or any plant for that matter. There is the latest technology is there in QD technology, quantum dots. Quantum dots, we have been working for quantum dots sometime. I think our own researcher, Dr. Rajikishore, is working on carbon dots, and Ponsathimurthy working on quantum dot. The quantum dots are the cluster of electrons. They are semiconductor. They produce a specific light when the light passed on them. If you hit the laser beam on the quantum dots, it gets excited and gives the specific color. So that could be used. Of course, Fred assay is known to pathologists very well. With the help of Fred assay, we can make a distinction between what is infected versus uninfected plant species. So this has been demonstrated in mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is the organism associated with the root where it transferred the phosphorus. So with the help of quantum dots, they precisely predicted how the phosphorus is transported in the external mycelium of mycorrhiza. So that's what the quantum dots is very important. I think one scientist is working on this, and he's writing a review on quantum dots in agriculture. The last part of diagnostics is the early detection of, pesticide detection, on-site detection. It is very important area for research for entomologists, because pesticide residue is a serious matter of concern. When you look at the residue lab, they do lots of processing. They enable to detect precisely what is present. We have developed a technology called paste and peel technology, which can predict what is the residue that is present in the surface of the fruit or vegetable. When you buy a vegetable or fruit from the market or whatever it's in there, the residues are deposited on the surface. So this is the way we do. We developed some of the nanocomposite. The nanocomposites are loaded into the tip of the paper. It is a paper strip loaded with nanocomposite. Nanocomposites are doped with a specific compound which can attract the pesticide instantly. Suppose if you touch the paper strip which is loaded with nanomaterials, you touch the apple or touch the any fruit, instantly within few seconds some residues are transferred. After the transfer of the residue, we have to take the strip to there is a machine called surface enhanced Raman spectroscopy. It's a handheld device. Instantly we know what is the residue present. It's a very important area for research. I think we made a comparison. I think Dr. Bhuvaneshwari, the earlier professor, and me worked together, and we made a comparison whether it is working or in line with what is traditionally used procedure in pesticide residues. So far we have tested 4 pesticide. It works very well to the tune of 99%, very confident level. Only complexity is in a natural situation, you have got several pesticides together. So that we need to do, we develop a composite so that several pesticides can be detected at a time. So these are the diagnostic areas you can think of. Secondly, some of the nanoparticles can be used as a pesticide by itself. Some of the promising nanoparticles, which I say zinc oxide, silicon dioxide, silver nanoparticles, these are the important nanomaterials can be used as a spray for plant protection. One of the important pests which I also mentioned is Spodoptera frugipera, which is very difficult to control. Recently, we found that the spray of zinc oxide can change the anatomy of the Spodoptera frugipera. So what they did is it's the latest literature by one of the authors. He suggested that when the zinc oxide nanomaterial is sprayed in the plant, the caterpillar feed on them, and there are malformation that is happening at the level of caterpillar, at the level of pupae, also adult get deformed. This is one of the areas of interesting areas. But if you look at the ICR perspective, already zinc oxide has been recommended as a 1 gram per kg of seed is recommended as a seed coating material against a seed-borne pathogen. So certainly it is a good area of research can be done. The zinc oxide does 3 things here. When the zinc oxide get into the plant system or seed or any system, it squinches the reactive oxygen that are generated when the herbivory attacks the plant system. So that is one. Number 2, it can act like a nutrient. Number 3, because this nano is so small, it punctures the seed coat, facilitates entry of water into the plant system. These are the 3 physiological mechanisms in which nano zinc oxide can help to improve the crop productivity. This is another seed technologies working in this area in which the pulses, particularly lentils, where the seed, storage is a problem. What we did was when we look at the scanning electron microscope, the seed coat, there are lots of cracks and grooves on the surface of the seed coat. So this is the place the zinc oxide get into the seed. So when we mix it 1 gram per kg of seed, the zinc oxide get into the system and it quenches the reactive oxygen species. Usually when the seeds are stored, there is an enhanced lipid peroxidation, which is drastically reduced or inhibited when the zinc oxide is coated in the seed. Zinc oxide also does some of the against some of the seed-borne pathogens like Macrophomina facilina, which is inhibited by zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is a very important nanomaterial. Already ICR has recommended zinc oxide. So certainly you can work on that. Another important nanomaterial which can be used as a pesticide, also the fungicide, is a silicon dioxide. Silicon nanomaterials can be easily produced with the help of the raw material. What we use it for silicon nanomaterial is either rice husk ash, or sugarcane bagasse that can be converted into silica. We know what is, how the biogenically silica can be derived. Silica can be used as a pesticide by itself, either fungicide or it could be against bacteria. I listed, we have written one review recently in 2023. The reference is given below. There is lots of things have been done in silica. Silica is one of the very good and safe nanomaterials to be used for plant protection. So these are the list of diseases I indicated here. These are the diseases can be controlled with nanosilica. There is another list, it is given here. We also make a nano silica either liquid form or solid form. Both are equally effective. In some cases, European market, they wanted only the liquid. It can be used as a spray. So what we do here, there are some, Cytophilus voraceae. These are the storage pests. Cytophilus voraceae, Trifolium, Calosobruchus. These are the storage pests could be controlled with the help of nanosilica. As a traditionally, we use, coating of seed with red earth. It's a common practice. It is traditionally being followed in Tamil Nadu. The same thing we, of course, red earth is scientifically it is a silica. So the silica could be used as a protectant. So when silica is coated on the seed, there are 3 or 4 mechanisms involved. So silica can kill the insect because of the silicosis. There is a cell death, cells or disruption done, DNA disruption done. Then it is also break the antenna of the insect. So the metabolic activity of the insect is totally spoiled because of the silica. The silica is another important area we can biogenically derive. One of the best source of silica would be sugarcane bagasse, as well the rice husk. It's a waste we can convert into valuable silica. Silica is a very important nanomaterial that can be used against pests. And the silica can also be used as a delivery vehicle. We recently conducted some experiment to put to some of the biomolecule like azadirachtin. Azadirachtin is known for biopesticide for a long time. And we deliver biomolecule like azadirachtin with the help of silica. So in this particular case, we were targeting the viral diseases. We worked against, the vector Pemisia tabasi as well Mysis persicae. In both the cases, it worked very well. So when the plant is exposed to, nanosilica loaded with azadirachtin, when the stylet hit the leaves, it takes the nanomaterial inside. It blocks the transmission of virus from the stylet to the plant. That's the way the prevention happens. Lots of work has been done. Our Professor Jayasundara Sarmila is the expert in this, and she did a molecular modeling how exactly this happens. She wrote several papers. Recently, she published one of the papers in which how the silica mediated resistance is possible. So that is done. Then another material which can be used as a fungicide is a silver nanoparticle. Silver nanoparticle is known for antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial activity. At a wholesome package, it can kill almost all the microbes. And the silver nanoparticle can be green synthesized, or it can be procured with a desirable size. It can kill some of the pathogens like Erysipeus sicoriacearum, that is a powdery mildew of bendy, that can be controlled with silver nanoparticle. So these are the nanoparticle acetate used as a pesticide, some cases insecticide, some cases fungicide. I think there is also a nematicide. It has a multiple benefits you can derive out of this kind of nanomaterial. I missed one part is a polymeric nanoparticle. Some of the metabolites derived from botanicals could be used to, can be coated with polymeric nanoparticle that can be delivered into the plant system. I think that's what we are considering funding for TNAU. I think Director CPPS has proposed a project to us, and we are seriously evaluating this would be a potential project for collaboration with TNAU. So there are delivery vehicles. There are 3 delivery mechanisms I just present. The first and foremost delivery mechanism is electrospun fiber. Electrospun fiber is a cotton candy technology. An electrospinning machine convert the polymer into a long fiber. If you look at some of the spider web, it is like a spider web technology. It continuously provides the thread, which can be used as a delivery vehicle. So we did experiments for a long time. About 10 years, we've been working in this area. We successfully loaded nutrients. We successfully loaded fungicide. We successfully loaded insecticide that can be delivered with the help of nanofiber technology. The beauty of nanofiber technology is that 1 gram of the polymer liquid, when it is made into nanofiber, the surface area is a matter. The surface area, if you look at 1 gram of nanofiber, which is, it is here given here, this the bottom of the screen is a scanning electron microscope view. If you stretch this fiber, you can connect from to Delhi. So that is the length we have in 1 gram. The surface area is about 10,000 meters square, 1 hectare of land. In other words, we provide the seed 1 hectare of land to be exploited with the help of that. We have done experiment with the 2 crops, both pulses and groundnut, and we found that the pulses entire gamut of input can be loaded with nanofiber so that nothing is required. I think Indian agriculture needs that. Indian agriculture certainly need a very simplified form of technology, though nanotechnology only a few people can speak. But in terms of delivery of input, it is one of the potential area. We can quote it, we forget it, rest of the inputs are taken care of. This is another area, of course, again, the nanofiber technology. Several students have done, at least in TNAU, 25 plus students would have done research on that. Lots of publications are there in nanotechnology. In this particular case, we loaded tuberculosis against the diseases. We made a comparison with the commercial fungicide, which is more effective, and lots of publications have come. You refer to my student's paper, it's all there. So this is last but one technology is a hexanal vapor technology. I have got a 12 crore project from Canadian government, which help in terms of developing a technology to reduce the post-harvest losses. The post-harvest diseases, there are 2 important post-harvest diseases. Certainly, it has to be managed with the important technologies like hexanal technology. There are 2 important post-harvest diseases like anthracnose and stem end rot. Anthracnose is caused by Coleotrichum Cleosporoides and the stem end rot by Lacidiploidia theobromei. These are the 2 pathogens, we must control it. So what we developed was we developed a small dispenser, which is loaded with hexanal formulation, nano formulation. Simply you spread this compound and kill the pathogen. So 800 ppm has been done. So you just simply, it is like a mosquito liquidator. You turn on the switch for, 1 hour, the formulation spread in the room and protect the food. It's very useful for godowns. This is the last technology, which we say the 3D printing technology, which is one of my researchers has done it. I was a mentor for this particular work. The 3D printing technology is another important technology which can help in terms of device development. Here we developed a, honeybee lure has been devised, and where the compound is loaded into the lure, of course, it is part of the research done by one of the students of Mohan Kumar, my postdoc. He worked together in this particular area. So the objective of this particular study was to get rid of the sunflower in the, sunflower cultivation is very tricky because parrot damage is extensive. We are mimicking nanotech to attract honeybees in the field without flower. So that's what we do. So the last part is the biosafety. I think there is a regulatory thing was presented by Sonai Rajan, my student. And this is one of the book which I refer. This is what the revolution that happened in India. India, we use this particular book for all the nano products evaluation. I authored this particular book. It's a highly useful book. Anybody interested to develop nano products, kindly go through this book. This is open document. And this is a document. It's a well-structured document, gives an idea how the nano products are evaluated. And this document is recently made as a global document because nowhere else in the world has a regulation for nano products. So we circulated this. Many companies are interested to refer. I had a unique opportunity to present this nano inventions in the country, in the parliament, member of parliament, Kanimali Karnanidhi is in the center. I got a unique opportunity. I presented how nanotechnology take forward to that. Thanks to the university vice chancellors. And certainly we were the first one to start nanotechnology as early as 2010. Without knowing what it is, I was made as a head of the department. Then I was a director of research, Naboard chair, you name, I held lots of positions. And these are the tests to be done. Though some people in media, they say that the nano products are not evaluated properly, you kindly ask that individual to call me. Because we have to do also tests. There are 54 tests to be done before recommending a nano product for evaluation. So I am in that particular committee. And my request, because no chair, co-chair is there, of course, the chairman is there. I put a small request to the chairman of this committee that the nano pesticide regulation to be followed. Because we have a nano fertilizer, regulatory committee, subcommittee in the FCO. We recommend many nano fertilizers. So far, 13 nano fertilizers have been recommended. Certainly, this particular committee can recommend at least nano pesticide to be initiated. So then we will be able to evaluate nano pesticide. I know some of the companies, including Coromandel, Bayer Crop Science, then Nagarjuna Fertilizer, they are all making nanopesticides. So they have not come for a registration. Certainly we need to do. So this is the beautiful lab which I built it in 2010. I'm very proud to say that in 2025, the lab what we built in 2010, it is recognized as a referral laboratory for the country. Any nano product across the country, it has to come to us. And the person who built it is a reference person for the country as well. So after my retirement, I joined Coromandel and we built another nanotechnology center in Coimbatore. Actually, Coimbatore is a city of nanotechnology, actually. There are lots of nano centers in Coimbatore. There is one in Marudamalai near area, another is in Thondamathur. My friend Dr. Lashman built another nanotechnology center. There is a beautiful nanotechnology center in Bharatiyar University, DRDO, Bharatiyar University, then PIG Tech. It's a hub of nanotechnology. I am pushing this particular city to be a nano city very soon. So all of you support me. Then these are the books I have written. I have written several books in nanotechnology and agriculture. I was so excited to write so many things. So I come from soil science. I don't speak about soil science anymore. The director of research is there. When she was the director of research, I supposed to speak only about fertilizer. Now I speak across the spectrum of agriculture. So 3 patents have come. Several books have been written. I'm one of the lead scientists in this area. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. I thank Dr. Sandhi, the director of Center for Plant Protection Studies, given me opportunity to speak at the first session. Taking a first session is a rare opportunity because after lunch, everybody will be gone. So I'm getting lots of people listen to me. Any queries at this point, please ask a question. If you have question, you want to address me later, you look at my cases at tna.ac.in. Simplest email, you send it, I will address. Tomorrow I'm going to speak in the Agriculture Science Congress in GB Pantnagar University, where the Prime Minister of India is going to address. So I'm going to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you, TNAU. Thank you, Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Director CPPS, the Chairman of the committee, Co-Chairman, and I thank, I'm very happy that our former Director of Research, Dr. M. Balasubramanian is sitting in front of us, and he is considered as the toughest Director of Research in the history of TNAU. He is here. And another mentor, I always say, Dr. Chellaya, and they are all my mentor. And my most liking subject is only entomology because I did not get good marks. I went to soil science. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Any queries at this point? With the permission of the chair, open for discussion. Thank you.
Do we have any queries from the audience?
Subramaniam to Subramaniam.
Yes, sir.
Already I informed you at Tataragar about my presence and your presence. I am very happy that the person who is having my name is a world-level scientist now. Though he is already a director of research, at that time I have been retired, so I have retired 20 years back. I think you can also concentrate on sericulture because I
Okay.
worked on sericulture.
Okay.
Sericulture is a very nice field
Yeah.
wherein the insect
Yeah.
as well as mulberry silkworm.
Yeah.
So you'll try to be there. The mulberry root rot is a major problem which cannot be so easily
Yes.
controlled.
Yes, sir.
So here the association of pathologists and entomologists as well as the soil
Yes.
scientists
Yes.
should be taken into consideration. You can also have very good
Okay, sir.
coordinated.
I have 2 points here, sir, quickly.
Okay.
One is we recently signed a MOU with the Sericulture Board.
Very
And
good.
whatever you are saying, that is what addressed in the Sericulture Board. We have collaboration. I retired from TNAU, but I think Sericulture head in Metupalayam pursuing this with nanotechnology. We do that. Number 2, for me, the sericulture gives lots of resources for me to develop nano product. One of the best molecule which I think of is sericin. Sericin protein as well fibroin, they are the very good delivery system. Recently, we found that when this particular protein which we used for the encapsulation of biomolecules, it can stay for a long time. And we demonstrated against the Pseudomonas fluorescence. One of the person, Dr. Pon Satyamati, got the project on that. So we didn't miss the sericulture. Actually, I gave a talk when Dr. He was here. Philip Reeser was the head of the department. He took me to Mysore for a talk on this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other point? எல்லாம் ப்ராஜெக்ட் போடணும் விசி மேடம் ப்ராஜெக்ட் போடுங்க I have given tons of ideas. You guys to take forward. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam.
Otherwise, I will tell direct CPPS not to give you certificate. Make sure the entomologists and pathologists propose new projects. Okay, ma'am. Sir, please.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you are progressing well in your area. And use of silica as a pesticide has to be enhanced in a different way. You did mention.
Yes, sir.
Because in 60s or not in 70s, when I was with a head, I was the first person to use the silica as a pesticide and then even publish some papers. But later, somehow, because of toxicity or problems in usage, it has not come to the field. Do you still you think that silica as a means of one of the means of the pest control?
Right, sir. Sir, one of the reasons why silica was discontinued, because there are two forms of silica. There is a crystalline form and amorphous form. Amorphous form is safe. So, like a crystalline form is very dangerous, silicosis. Earlier days, artificial breasts were made with the silica. That was causing lots of trouble. So certainly we take the, best part of the worst molecule. But it helps Tetranychus. It is helping Tribolium beetle, Calosobruchus, and Rhizoperta dominica. Those are. I am just refreshing my memory of entomology. I think I am correct. I think so. All these insects are being protected against this. So we can consider that. Okay. Any other point? No students. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for breaking down such a complex topic into an easy to understand presentation. I request Director Ma'am CPPS to honor Dr. K.S. sir with a memento.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Even if you're having another program, join us on the stage.
Now I request Dr. Shekhar, Department of Bioelectronics and Biosensor, School of Physical Sciences, Alagappa University, Karaikudi, to deliver the talk Monitoring Pest Controlling Formulations Using Non-Enzymatic Nanoelectrical Sensors. Dear participants, we break for session 3 for entomology will